not a person like you and I are. He's invisible.
Do you know how to make invisible helium visible? What we want to do is start a series of videos looking at the book of Colossians, where Paul describes to us this man Jesus who was God. What we're not going to be talking about is whether or not Jesus was God.
Jesus was the image of the invisible God.
God is not a person like you and I.
He is a spirit.
What that means is, even though he exists and he interacts with people, he doesn't have a substance. But just because something is invisible doesn't mean it's absent or unimportant. Helium is an invisible gas.
Even though you can't see the helium, you know it exists because you can see what it does.
You cannot see God himself here on earth, but we know that he exists because we can see the things he does. This isn't really a concrete argument for the existence of God, but it helps us to understand something about the nature of Jesus.
Right away, we are going to make the invisible helium visible for a very short time, just like Jesus was only on earth for a very short time.
For a few short years, the invisible God suddenly had substance, like you and I. Suddenly God could be seen. Hey Stacey.
Yeah, Kevin? What?
Do you know how to make invisible helium visible?
No. How do we do it? Oh yeah. Ooh.
Once helium meets fire, it creates an incredible explosion. Like, check out this sweet video. Or this is my personal favorite, these people who obviously don't understand helium at their birthday party. It's you. Gets me every time! Links to both of those videos are in the description. So I think the only thing now would be for us to show us lighting a helium balloon on fire.
There goes nothing.
Did my match go out? Shoot. The problem is that we
tried and it didn't work.
There's a flame. There we go. That was in it too. You got it. Oh no!
Don't pretty close.
I don't know how many matches we went through, but eventually we melted a hole in the side of the balloon without catching it on fire. Probably because of how cold and windy it is, the matches weren't really working too well. So we thought we'd try it in a less windy place with a lighter, and this is what happened. Yeah. What the heck? I mean, talk about a fiery explosion. I don't know if that's because it's -30 out. So hopefully you really enjoyed that because...
We did a really bad job of proving our point.
But hopefully the fact that we can't light helium on fire will be more memorable to you than if we did. Now we've only got one balloon left, so either we could try again, or we can crack this open and see what else helium is good for.
Deep breath, don't pass out. Speaking in normal.
Jesus is the image of the invisible God, and that's what you need to remember today. That's the most important lesson for you to take away from this, is that Jesus is the image of the invisible God. So write that down, memorize it. Make sure that if there's one thing you take away from this video, that should be it.
This is kind of a lot of pressure. This is my first time doing helium, and it's on camera.
Jesus was...
That's the end of that.
Okay, I'll just say what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Okay. Jesus was not just a messenger from God. He was God in the flesh, with all the same characteristics as God.
Something invisible was made visible. Like when you take a match and you light a helium balloon. Sometimes. If you're not us. If you'd like to see us suck more helium, send us a check in the mail. Helium's expensive. If you want to see our last video, click right here. If you want to subscribe to our channel, click right here. It's really easy. It's really easy to subscribe. It's easier than lighting a helium balloon on fire. Can't even mess this up. No one can mess this up. Not even us.